Hi everyone, Michele Courage here from michellecourage.com. It is 2026 today, the first here in New Zealand. We're the first ones to climb in and get stuck into the new year. And I have been called to do quite a video about quite a few things today that I want to chat to you guys about. So the first thing is I've been sitting in Archangel Metatron's energy, and there's a lot of sacred connection happening, synchronicity, divine connection, understanding lessons through Archangel Metatron. Really amazing energy, Archangel Metatron. He's the overseer of all the archangels. And what I listened to Amanda Ellis this morning, and she was talking about the fact that we actually call, it wasn't just actually Amanda Ellis, it was actually Diana Cooper. And she was basically saying Archangel Metatron should be actually called Seraphim, Seraphim Metatron, because of the fact that he is an 11th dimensional being. He is just so incredibly powerful and so amazing. And so I wanted to start the video off with his energy in our presence. Also working on the yellow energy. Yellow, a lot of the time Archangel Metatron is depicted with a lot of orange and yellow, and I've decided I am going to be wearing a lot of citrine this year. I love this one from a friend of mine. I've got another one here in the studio. I had two and I've decided this one is for me this year. And I just absolutely adore this one. It's beautiful. So if you do want one for the year to symbolize this beautiful, powerful yellow energy, then give me a call and let me know. Send me a DM if you want me to keep this one for you. Right, okay, let's get into this. So, one of the biggest things that I wanted to chat to you about this year is the Pleiadian energy that I've been working with for quite a while now, this artwork. I just thought I'd show you the artwork that I work with, that I made, that I did. It's a very large painting, and it's been kind of instrumental in, for me, the way I work with my artworks is I get into that energy and then I paint the energy. I get the downloads of what to do. I get coding that I need to put on the paintings. And then as and when and as I work with the painting's energy, which is not the painting, it's with the energy that the painting represents, the more insights I get. And I've been getting some serious insights around the Pleiadians in the past, well, I will say the year, but towards the end of the year, I really got some seriously, really interesting, from about July onwards, July in 2025, I got some really amazing insights around health and the fact that the Pleiadians are really wanting to help the healers and the star seeds, because a lot of us have contracted to transform the lower vibrational energies through our bodies. And this is the reason why, if you've noticed, there's a lot of people getting sick and really, really struggling to keep up with the energies that are downloading onto the earth. There's huge activity from an energetic point of view and massive shifts that we are working through. Most of you will have figured out that time is speeding up, and it's not that time is speeding up, but we are racing towards a new timeline, to new timelines. So our upgrades are happening quicker and faster, and our bodies are not coping with this, and this is the reason why most of us are being asked to go slower. And it's not slower in a way, it's slower in the way that we can actually absorb this energy and let it settle in our body. And so if you're racing around, you know, my guys likened it to a pinball machine. If you're that pinball and you're being bounced around on a pinball machine, the energy can't settle into your pinball, which is your body and your energy field, and it can't actually just settle beautifully. So you're getting bits and spots, that's the messages that I'm getting. So you need to be still enough so this beautiful energy can actually settle and disseminate through your body. That's the word that I'm getting. Okay, so I have worked so wonderfully with this beautiful Pleiadian energy, and towards the end of the year, last year, which was yesterday, towards the end of the year in November, I really got this major download around really how we're supposed to work with this Pleiadian energy, this 11D energy, which gives us a sort of almost like an upgrade. And part of this is this beautiful spray. It's an auric spray called Pleiadian Stardust to go with the painting that I developed at the same time, working out the drops, asking which beautiful essential oils need to be in the spray, the aura spray, to help us. And these are all tools. And basically the spray helps us to meditate, it helps us to calm our nervous system, and it just really supports us in our sort of meditation and calming down. I've even had a client, she bought 2 because she said, my goodness, this is the thing that helps me sleep at night. I'm battling to sleep. She was battling with her health, and part of her thing that she used this for was for sleep, which is not what I designed it for or had in mind, but it makes sense to me that this would calm your nervous system down. So it is a beautiful auric spray to use, Pleiadian Stardust, and it really supports you when you're working with the Pleiadian energy. And again, these artworks are available as prints to use as a little altar when you want to download. So you can either get them large, you can have them as large as you like. The main artwork, I think, is about almost 2 meters long and almost 1 meter wide. So, however large you want this artwork to be, to absorb these beautiful codes from this artwork. And using the aura spray with it really helps you to soften and integrate and calm your nervous system and just allow these beautiful Pleiadian energies to come in and work with you. And in March, I ran one in beginning of December in Wellington, New Zealand. And in March, I'm running one in Napier at the Be Different Studios in Napier. And so you can go onto my events page and book a ticket. I only work with a small amount of people because it is actually a healing session. So there's only going to be 10 spaces available. And coming in and getting that, what I would call is like a Pleiadian flush of this beautiful energy to awaken your cells and realign your DNA cellular structure is part of the healing session that is going to be held in the studio. So that's an exciting thing to look out for in March. And so the other thing that I wanted to talk to you about in 2026, we are really as healers being called to step up, not only to cleanse our bodies and cleanse our auric fields, but also to step into our authenticness. And so that is why towards the end of last year, I got called to do this painting. So this painting is called Codes of Hathor. And my paintings are living portals. They're energetic transmissions that speak directly to your soul. And this artwork connects to the radiant Hathor star nation, amplifying the frequencies of the divine feminine wisdom and the cosmic creativity. It is working on your chakra, your throat chakra area. About what you speak is what you actually command, and it's really important that we start thinking about the clearer, authentic mission that we're on, and knowing that this is what we want to speak about. This is we're being called to ask to step up and speak about it more. Also, because a lot of us need to know where our people are, because we're going to get to that point now. It's going to become more and more apparent when people are not resonating with you anymore, where you're not actually in the same vibration. There's a timeline that's shifting, and you could be living together with someone, but the timeline is different. It's one of the reasons why I really want to focus on everything that's positive and fabulous, and drop the negativity, because what you're feeding into your energy field is what you're going to be attracting, that's going to be coming through. And so it's a really important thing to be focusing on shifting your narrative of what are you saying, what are you speaking about. And this painting is one of those paintings that really helps you tap into that energetic resonance of being in authenticity, in abundance. When you're actually speaking something, it actually is going to come true. It's going to manifest easily and quickly. I do often use my Divine Feminine spray. There is actually a painting that I did with a Divine Feminine. It's helping people who are struggling to step into their strength. And this is it's a beautiful spray. It's one of my best sellers, actually. It's got the most beautiful smells. So stunning, so feminine, so glorious, but there's an inner strength. And what you're doing is you're calling in the goddess energy. I'll just read on the back of this painting. So this painting is a light encoded portal which carries the frequencies from the Divine Mother and Goddess realms, guiding you to open your heart, rise in sovereignty, and embody your divine wholeness. It's pulling the energy, it radiates the energy from Hathor, Isis, Green Tara, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Mary Magdalene, White Buffalo Woman, and the Sophia Dragons. It's all about that divine feminine empowerment when those goddesses reach that stage of embodiment and strength. So highly recommended if this is the year that you want to step into your power, into your feminine power. I think we're seeing a big rise of that coming through in women. I think they're talking about a negative birth rate for the first time in many years. And I think it's because women are getting to that point where they just don't want to settle for the lower frequency masculine if there is a masculine in their life that is in a lower frequency. And so divine masculine is going to need to step up and step into. Another thing that I've been listening to is Lee Harris's he's channeled 3 books, and I've been listening to the first book, which talks about the relationships between how we're going to go forward relationship wise, and realizing that there's not really going to be the divine feminine, divine masculine will be balanced, and that there's not really necessarily going to be this differentiation between a man and a woman, as in connection being needed so desperately. Oh, I want a husband. Oh, I want a wife. Or, it's going to become more about the souls that you meet and that there's a resonance with. And I was so moved this morning. I phoned my bestie, and I actually was brought to tears telling her, I sent her a voice message saying I'm so grateful for her, that she's in my life, and she's an absolute gorgeous soul, and I know that we've traversed this galaxy together, and we're basically there to support one another in our roles in this lifetime, to try and egg each other on and help one another and stand by one another. And and there are 1 or 2 other people in my life that are contracted to do this, and I'm super grateful for them. So look around you and see who's in your life that have got your back absolutely unconditionally, and who want to see the best in you. So often when we rise, we see that jealousy coming through, or competition. And I must admit, I have had a lot of that in my life, watching these people that pertain or say that they have got my back and they are my allies, and then not actually sort of coming through for me in the end, when I do tend to step into my power, then being critical, super critical, or whatever it is. And all I'm saying is, surround yourself with those amazing people who will hold your back, that'll hold your frequency, and even make it, help you to raise your frequency every time you're with them or you have a conversation with them. It's vitally important that you surround yourself with those kind of people. On the 28th of December, I had a small gathering here at my studio, at the Galactic studio where I work from, on the rivers, near the river side here. And there was no agenda. We just sat and gathered, and just sat and enjoyed one another's company. And it's so interesting because most of these people are not actively in my life. They were friends and acquaintances that I just felt called to invite, and they answered the call and they were here. And it was just amazing to see the most beautiful sharing that happened without attachment. We're so hooked on, and we've been taught that you're my friend and I'm attached to you, and no matter what, blah, blah, blah. But I think we need to be a lot more looser around the beautiful energies that are moving around us. Remember, it struck me this morning, like everybody's waiting for this great big showing of extraterrestrial that's going to show itself within the next year or two. I know Bashar talks about this, but I think what the real resonance is going to be, and the real revelation is going to be, is we're going to realize the galacticness in each of us that are in our lives. And that is going to be the revelation, that this extraterrestrial, I don't think they're going to be little green men or blue men or whatever it is, climbing out of a spaceship and revealing themselves to us. That will come in the future. But I really believe that the beginning of this is when people actually start realizing and seeing the galacticness of the individual in front of them, the person in front of them, that you realize this person comes from a totally different part of the galaxy than you do, and they have something to add to your life. And whether it's transient or it's fixed and it's stable and they've got a contract with you to work with you, there will be beautiful gold nuggets of wisdom that come from them. And I just want to acknowledge the people that were here on the 28th, who actually made the effort to come. Because another thing is, we get told what to do and we get the ping to come or to do something, and then we don't act on it, and it just slows our progress down. I mean, I know that I have had so many things that I have been prompted to do, and number one, I haven't had the courage to do it, or I've allowed the rest of the 3D world to get involved so that I could use that as an excuse. And I think in 2026 we're going to be getting to that point where there's going to be no more excuses. There's no more excuses about what we want to achieve. And with that in mind, I would like to remind you about the beautiful Galactic Ganesh painting behind me. This is also available on prints. Galactic Ganesha carries the frequencies of cosmic wisdom, success, and divine flow, and obviously with grace and alignment. And this Ganesha reminds us that challenges are gateways. So every time you come up against something that's difficult, to push through it, to move through it, if you've worked out and realized that this really is something that you want to work through. I have a massive thing that I have decided that this is what I'm going to tackle next in my life. And I know that it's going to take a lot of courage for me to step through that. And I'm going to be working very closely with Galactic Ganesha energy so that I can clear it. I am also going to use my gorgeous dragons, my galactic dragons, to use the spray. I use the spray so often in my life. I used it 2 days ago when I was working with a client. As soon as the client dropped off the call, I took my spray and I actually used my spray to clear my energy field. Because when you're working with clients, you're absorbing their energy field. It's one of the reasons why the nurses and people who are working closely with people are getting so tired now. They just can't cope. It's because they're not learning to clear their energy. It's really important to clear your energy field, to leave that extra energy that has been attached, that's attached into your energy field, to leave it behind. And one of those ways to do that is to either use Archangel Michael's sword. I love using Archangel Michael in my cleansing energy to cut cords, cut the energy cords. If you think about it, you're a light bulb, and if you're giving off this beautiful light and somebody comes to you and their light is dim, what the hell do you think they're going to do? They're going to plug into your light and go, God, give me some. And it's like an energy source. And they may not even know, you may not even know that they're doing that. It's one of the reasons why I have such respect for these big bright lights in the music world, and the actors and actresses that shine so brightly, and many of them get compromised because they're a beautiful big bright light, and then they get corrupted. That's what my guides are always saying, it's the corrupted beings that they come down, and that is what they're contracting to do. They're trying to learn not to be corrupted by the system, by all the energies that are bombarding them, and for them to stay. I mean, how hard is it for a being to stay pure and in pure integrity and whole when you are being thought of and tapped into by millions of people? I mean, it's unfathomable that famous people can be. You must understand how strong that being is to know that they can withstand that energy. And the ones that wither and die or can't take it anymore, my heart goes out to them, because I understand that their energy field has just been compromised to so much a degree that they cannot find their inner light anymore. And it's really so important. It's one of the reasons why I never go live on like YouTube and Instagram. And my guides have always said to me, keep your energetic auric field, energy field pure. So yeah, hence the reason why I don't work with a lot of people at once. When I was younger, I fought against it. I really fought against it, because I really wanted to be more sort of out there and working with more people. But until you learn how to protect your auric field and how to protect yourself from the energies that are moving around, and let's face it, we're getting more and more open, more and more available to that type of energy. As we raise our vibration, as we come into contact with these higher vibrational energies, we're going to be growing and absorbing more. But in that same breath, we are going to be compromised if we don't learn to protect ourselves. And protection is such a shitty word, but it really is about your energy field, making sure that it is replenished. So use the word replenished rather than protected. I'm all about using the right words to do this. So Okay, so what I'm going to quickly do now, the other thing that I wanted to touch on is, I think many of us are going to be starting to understand that there's no leaders around us. There's no leaders that we can put on a pedestal. I see, there's still that energy as a human being that wants to put somebody on a pedestal. Oh, they're better than me. Oh, they are more learned than me. They have better, intuition. Oh, they can channel, so they must be better than me. And I really think that we really need to move towards the idea that we are sovereign beings. Every one of us is a sovereign being. And so the more we tap into our sovereignty, into our wisdom, we will be less inclined to follow someone religiously without questioning, without that discernment, without looking in to see what's the best for us, ourselves, even if it means going against the grain. And I really believe that Galactic Ganesha energy is here to help us with that wisdom, with that download of that incredible wisdom that we have, that we can just attach to and connect into in our own quiet time. Another reason why we're being asked to go into the quiet, so that we can have that beautiful time to drop the gold nuggets that we need. Okay, so I want to draw a beautiful card from the Divine Feminine. This Divine Feminine Archangel Oracle by Claire Stone and illustrated by Parita Naran has been quite a pivotal deck of cards for me in the last 6 to 8 months. I've really enjoyed working with this energy in this card deck. And so I thought, as a beautiful, nice sort of tribute to this energy, I would like to have one card. Okay, and that is amazing. So Shekinah, make sacred space. What a beautiful card. Make sacred space. And that, says it all, really. We need to be making more sacred space for ourselves, for this beautiful wisdom to come in, for us to take a space and a sacred space every time we finish something, every time we start something, whenever we're doing it, to be more purposeful in our life, to be much more in sacred space. I really love that. I love that. Really interesting. The wings behind her are all done in a peacock type of energy, which is really interesting. I would probably look up after this. I'll probably go and look up peacock energy because there's something there with that. Let me quickly see what Shekinah, what they were talking about. Okay, so it's about changing the stagnant energy around you and in your home. Again, I use this Galactic Dragon spray. Many of you know that I grow my own sage because I like the resonance of New Zealand. I don't want to bring and add to the planet's stuff that's flying over from America or wherever the sage is grown, that it's got to travel so many miles. I grow my own sage. It's organic. I know what it's where it's grown. I've harvested with love and with intention, as well as the fact that it carries the resonance of the ground and earth where you live. Again, we're being asked to start eating more, and it's going that way, eating more of the produce from your local area. A lot of, we live in New Zealand and we don't actually grow pawpaws and stuff like that. It's not a normal thing. Even bananas, we grow a few, but not probably enough to support the whole of the country. But realistically, should we really be eating bananas that are grown in the Philippines? because it's resonance. The resonance is for the Philippines per se, if they are, you know, wherever they come from, you know. So it's, I think, one of the reasons why a lot of people are getting allergies and aren't very healthy, is because we're not eating the organic food that is available to us from the actual country that we're living in. Okay, so this make sacred space. So it says here, remember that your home is an extension of your mind, body, and spirit, and therefore if your rooms are filled with clutter or house unwanted things, this will have a negative impact on your health and well-being. And that is such a really interesting thing. This card is, it's corroborating. My word for this year is declutter. Last year for 2025 was simplify. I needed to simplify my life. And I have done quite a good job, I think, of simplifying a lot in my life. But this year, I want to declutter my life. I want to declutter it from the stuff that takes my attention away from my main focus. So where I want to be, what I want to do. And this card really substantiates that. Message of, it's time to make your home a relaxing sanctuary, as within so without. Create an altar and use crystal grids to increase the flow of positive energy around you. Then sit back and watch as the good luck and enhanced well-being will come your way. And again, it comes down to the same thing, using the artworks that I do. I use them to work on the energy in and around my space and in and around myself. So yeah, I really love that. Home is where the heart is. Make it a sacred space. So yeah, I would have a renewed intention to make your home or your place where you reside at the moment exceptionally intentional and sacred. Really, that's a lovely message. Okay, so now what I would like to do now is just draw a card from the golden future, because it is 2026 and the first day on January. So it's 1 and 1. So we're in a massive big portal today, just because everything adds up to a 1. So we have 2026, which adds up to 10, which is 1. We're in January, which is the 1 month, and the 1st of January. It's really is quite auspicious as a 1, as a starting point. Last year was a 9 year, and this year is a 1 year. And I'm quite auspicious, so I really felt called to really make sure that I did a video today, really reiterating everything that I believe in. And that's so funny. Okay, so this is a world. This card is travel, okay, which is quite pertinent to me, I feel. But will be resonating with a few of you as well. I think there's quite a call. There's quite a few people are starting to say, I'm sick of staying at home, maybe staying at home in fear, and actually moving forward and wanting to go and travel and connect with beings and people of the same ilk. So my dream is to travel to Sedona. It's one of my top ones in the next year or two where I want to go. So I am starting to manifest that. I really want to be traveling to Sedona. I've decided I want to do an artist in residence in Sedona, hopefully in Sedona. I'm open to an artist in residence in another country now, but preferably I'd like to do it in Sedona with the view to do an exhibition of my work. And my work I want is obviously, most of my works are all intuitive works, and a lot of them I would like to have up on exhibition, and that people sit in front of them and actually absorb those codes, just like in Atlantean times, where we used to create artworks and put them in healing rooms, and people would go into the healing room and sit in front of the paintings and absorb the codes. So this is find ecological ways to explore the world. So let me see what Diana Cooper says about this. And I must be honest with you, you don't have to travel physically. I know that I really truly wanted to go to Egypt when I was younger, and a while back I did a massive retreat, an art retreat in New Zealand, a big retreat in New Zealand, and it was all about Isis energy and Thoth, and going to the Sphinx and doing deep meditations, activating into the energy, and going on the Nile, and really deep meditations. And I shifted all that energy out of my system of having to be there physically, because I actually did it energetically. So Diana Cooper did this card deck. Basically, it's about the golden future, and she talks about soon after 2032, clean, environmentally friendly sources of power will create a resurgence of travel and exploration. Vehicles will be ecologically powered and made of biodegradable plant material. Hover plates and silent mini helicopters will be popular for local trips. Many individuals will reactivate their levitation powers and be able to take short journeys that way. How glorious will that be? For longer distances, transports will move along in designated layers like roadways in the sky. Most of these will be operated remotely, but some will be guided by volunteers. And I can so get this, that we get onto a hover bus or type of thing, and it goes along the road on a proper map that's mapped out, and it's led by a machine that is programmed for it to go at a certain height and a certain level, and it just whizzes along. But it's on the airways. It's coming. I'm sure the technology is here. So by 2050, eco-powered rockets will transport travelers worldwide at speeds that are currently beyond our comprehension. So can you imagine me coming from New Zealand? It won't take me 18 hours to get to, wherever. People will be able to move freely everywhere without passports. There will be no borders, and everyone will be welcomed everywhere with an open heart. Oh my word, would that not be the most amazing thing? And I hope that happens sooner than later. I know it's going to happen. It's just whether it's going to happen sooner. If we look at the state of the world at the moment, it's actually closing its borders. It's getting closed. But I think that's just before it opens up, because many of the human beings on the planet at the moment have been contracted to revolt against that type of suppressive energy. And I will think that there's going to be a big rebellion against being told what to do. I mean, many of us know that, what happened in 2020, we will not ever comply the same way. So many of us have learned that doesn't work, and that it's not. I think a lot of the governments are going to have a real strong clapback. And so it could be a bit uncomfortable in the next 2 or 3 years. So again, hence we are being asked to go quiet and almost come into a cocoon and find like-minded people around us. So in fifth dimensional consciousness, people know that their needs will always be met. So a transport will always be there at the perfect time. So we will know when it's time to move, when it's time to go, and if there's difficulty or it feels uncomfortable, we'll know not to go. Yeah, so that's a really interesting thing. So Archangel Raphael, who looks after travel of all kinds and protects travelers, is touching you in his emerald light. He is in the charge of the third eye and is opening you to a new way of looking at life, expeditions and exploration. I really feel that I'm feeling called to again start thinking about travel and exploring new places and people, and connecting in with like-minded people, not just in my community but outside of my community. We live in a vast, varied and magnificent planet where there is much to see and experience. Your guidance is to follow your promptings to roam, but look for ways that are ecological. Walking, cycling or traveling by boat or train take longer but may be more rewarding. Again, the slower way the better. Really interesting that is to take the slower way. I have in the past taken the bus down to Wellington, and really interesting because you know, my nervous system is so much calmer when I'm on the bus, because I just give it over to somebody else to know that they're going to get me there safely, and I have time to listen to podcasts, and I really enjoy traveling by bus, and I have been thinking about the fact that I want to go and visit a few friends again and not be working, because often when I'm going down to Wellington I'm always working, and maybe taking a bus trip instead. So we'll see what happens. You know, it does limit you when you're down there, although I must admit my friends are very generous and take me, you know, wherever I want to go. But yeah, so it'd be interesting to see that. But yeah, explore different places, cultures and societies with interest, admiration and respect. Enjoy too the wonders of your own country. Travel in order to experience and wonder at the diversity of your glorious world. There's so many places, little nooks and crannies in your own world that we haven't explored. You know, I've seen a lot of New Zealand, but there's also a lot that I haven't seen. The more nuanced little places that, you know, I've been to the big cities and but have we seen that beautiful little waterfall that we're called to? Have we been for a walk around, you know, a certain lake or a certain place, or been to a proper waterfall? I know there's a waterfall down the road that I really want to go and see, and I haven't made the effort to do it. And so yeah, I think we're being called to go and see the marvelous things that are actually near us and around us, and see if we can do that in a more ecological way. Yeah, so really interesting that travel has come up for us as a collective. And so I'm going to choose one more card just to see what Kyle Gray and the Gateway of Light Activation Oracle has to say. This video is quite a long video, but I just felt that it had enough momentum today because of the fact that it is 2026. Oh wow, okay, so this is quite a big one. Crystal Skull Wisdom, clarity, divine healing, high vibrational energy. So it's quite an interesting thing, because I've always shied away from the crystal skull energy, but the crystal skull energy is very much a wisdom. It's very much wisdom. So connected in with Ganesha energy, same type of colors too, which are really interesting. Let me just have a quick squiz and see what Kyle Gray says about the crystal skull. 61. Okay. They've said to be healing tools and wisdom keepers in the ancient civilizations of Atlantis and Lemuria. Crystal quartz is known for its capacity to amplify energy and store information. When a crystal is carved into a particular shape, it can bring healing and clarity to what it represents and uncover memories that could be essential to revealing truth. I know I've got a friend of mine who really has been collecting skulls, so it'd be really interesting. Therefore, crystal skulls are wonderful healing tools that bring clarity to the mind and healing to the head space. This card transports us to an energetic space representing the crystal skull consciousness. It delivers high vibrational frequencies into our energy fields so that we can experience clear-mindedness. If you've ever felt called to crystal skulls or have an interest in them, there's a possibility that you have connected with them in a previous incarnation. They are gateways to clarity and potential. So visualize yourself being transported to the heart of the stars and ask to be connected to the crystal skull consciousness. Take time to breathe and receive a direct transmission from these crystal beings. So the message is all aspects of your life are becoming clearer at this time, and I really believe that. Things are becoming much more clearer, more singular, more direct. We're having a lot more ideas of where we're going. If you've been doing the work and you are getting quieter in your daily life and making that sacred time, that sacred space, you will definitely be starting to get a clearer vision of where you're supposed to be going. Expect to become aware of what you need to step away from and have a more focused path. You may have felt indecisive, but now you are downloading direct guidance from the heart of Source so that you can live and express yourself in a more authentic way. Know that downloads often appear as your own inner guidance, encouraging you to move forward. So yes, if you've got this time and space that you've created, your inner wisdom will come in much more clearer. The key is to recognize the calmness they bring. This is a time of clarity and connection. Crystal Skull downloads are here to bring clarification to what you have been receiving within. In order for the next phase of your journey to unfold, you must follow the information you have received. You know what you need to do is to heal and grow. And if you've been asked for a sign that the healing work you've been doing has been successful, trust that this card is the message you've been waiting for. So how wonderful is that? That is from the Gateway of Light Activation by Kyle Gray. This beautiful card. I really, really love that message. The fact that we have this opportunity to tap into all these different energies now, whatever resonates with you, to go and absorb and get information from. So more sacred space in 2026, more sacred portal energetic activations, more creativity. For me, 100% more creativity. I've been called to do much more painting in this year, so less flitting around and having my attention diverted, and much more creativity. And we know creativity is such a glorious thing for us to keep that, to organize more stillness and sacred space in our life so that we can allow these beautiful messages to drop in. So that's the messages for today, for the first of the first year, again, 2026. As again, always have a check on my website, michellecourage.com. You can check out the events, that exciting end of March painting portal. It's a Pleiadian portal retreat. It's a 2-day retreat down in Wellington. I'm really excited with that. There's only spaces for 6 people. We'll be creating large artworks and connecting into the Pleiadian energy. so that you can have your own activated portal to work with in your home or your space that you have. So yes, those details will be coming up on the website within the next 2-3 days. And yeah, I wish you absolute wonderful, fantabulous 2026. And I will be chatting to you soon. As always, if you stuck out to the end, please subscribe, please like. It helps with the algorithms, blah, 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 etc. And it would be fabulous to see you again on another one of my little chats to you about energy work and artworks.